I'd like to thank Walter Cotton for his vision and his commitment to the CCCC choir. I'd like to introduce Casey Brody, a veteran, also an aesthetic student at our college, and Drew Kudlak, a veteran, a recent graduate, a current student, and also an adjunct at the college. They're going to give a little speech about Veterans Day. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I would just like to start with a quote from our 31st president, Herbert Clark Hoover. He once said, "Older men declare war, but it is youth that must fight and die, and it is youth who must inherit the tribulation, the sorrow, and the triumphs that are the aftermath of war." I was asked to talk to you all a little bit about what Veterans Day means to me. And first and foremost, it means remembering those who have served, and remembering that all gave some and some gave all. Remembering veterans of our nation's most gruesome wars, the conditions in which they served under, and for the nation that we love, and for the safety and the freedom of our family, our friends, and our neighbors. Veterans are people who've looked deep within themselves and found the courage and strength to sign up to die for your freedom. They choose to answer a calling. Their love of country often goes unnoticed and without praise, but no matter how unrewarded, they continue to fight. I'd like to share with you guys the words of Captain Nathan Hale. He was a 21-year-old captain in the Continental Army. 235 years ago, Nathan Hale said these words as he laid down his body for the country that he loved. His words were, "I regret that I have but one life to lose for my country." I want you all to know that the veterans of today and the veterans of all the years in between still epitomize Captain Hale's dying sentiments. So today and every day, I ask you to please remember the sacrifices and celebrate the lives of those who have served. And now if you would please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, faculty and students of Central Carolina Community College, and my fellow veterans of the United States military. I'm honored to be here today to be able to share my thoughts with you on such a solemn occasion. Almost 100 years ago, what historically was considered to be the war to end all wars ended due to an armistice between Germany and the Allied nations. On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of the year 1918, in November of 1919, President Wilson proclaimed November 11th as the first commemoration of Armistice Day. 7 years later, on the 4th of June 1926, the United States Congress recognized the end of World War I and the creation of Veterans Day with these words, and I quote, "Whereas the 11th of November 1918 marked the cessation of the most destructive, sanguinary, and far-reaching war in human annals, and the resumption by the people of the United States of peaceful relations with other nations, which we hope may never again be severed, and whereas it is fitting that the recurring anniversary of this date should be commemorated with thanksgiving and prayer and exercises designed to perpetuate peace through goodwill and mutual understanding between nations." I wish there were no conflict. I wish there were no wars after World War I, but unfortunately, the truth is, man's nature, there has been conflict. And we still have, unfortunately, reasons to think and reasons to give thought to those we have lost. With this being said, ladies and gentlemen, I would ask you to partake in a moment of silence to honor and remember the men and women of our military who have made the ultimate sacrifice. Although Veterans Day is considered a holiday, it does not share the joy of the 4th of July or Thanksgiving. Veterans Day is a day of reflection. It is a holiday that does not affect a specific ethnic group or a religious faith. Veterans Day affects everyone. A mother whose daughter or son has made the ultimate sacrifice, perhaps a cousin, a friend. The gentleman at the grocery store who was a National Guardsman. There is not a place we can go that we are not somehow affected by the great men and women of our military. Ladies and gentlemen, there's not a place we can go that we are not somehow affected by their loss. Unlike the Vietnam era, where veterans were a pariah of society, I myself am often thanked for my service. The individual thanking me then divulges a list of friends and family who have served or who are currently serving. On such a day, no one goes untouched. I would like to leave you with one thought. The soldier, the seaman, and the airman of this great country are not responsible for political agendas and policy. They train the sons and daughters of this great country. They instill a sense of duty and a sense of honor, and they will give their life for their brother in arms. In a far distant land, a soldier stands guard. In a far distant land, that soldier's family patiently waits. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Oh, say, can you sing by the dawn's early light? What so proudly